So President Obama is saying that he's going to have a 3-year strategy on battling ISIS. We're going to degrade them. We're going to destroy them. We're going to debilitate them, demolish them, and every other D word you can think of. Of course, conservatives say, nope, not enough. First, Peggy Noonan.
ISIS is a specific threat. We probably know of 50 targets on which we can go boom, boom, boom. Yes, there will have to be human beings on the ground.
Oh, I didn't know it was that simple. It turns out we just go boom, 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 and that's it, 50 targets and we're out of there. Why didn't President Obama think about that? Boom, 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 ISIS, let's go back to our room. I mean, look at these simpletons. They're on television like they're some sort of experts. I said, oh, 50 targets, we just bomb them. That's worked so well for us in the past. Thank you for coming up with that brilliant strategy, Peggy Noonan, strategist. Okay, well, John McCain has a little bit more nuanced strategy.
ISIS, what are we going to do about it?
Kill him.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think about that. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we didn't try that before. All right, now let's go back to Peggy Noonan. She's going to fill out the details here of her strategy.
I feel like in a way we're confusing two things. It is one thing to send U.S. guys in there for intelligence, for guidance, for some leadership. I get that. That's different from, hey guys, let's invade a nation and do nation building. But this doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands of Americans invading a country that does not want us. Well, it's different. And as I hear the president in his interviews, I think he elides the two and sees them a bit as the same, which surprises me.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Just a mini war. Okay? Well, kind of like mini-me. We don't need hundreds of thousands of troops. You just go boom, boom, boom. And then you send in a couple of brigades, as General Anthony Zinni has suggested. And then I bet we won't send in anyone after that. Like when a lot of those guys die because they're in the middle of a ground war, I bet the American politicians were like, no big deal. We lost a bunch of U.S. soldiers. Who cares? Let's just get out of there now. Yeah, that's likely. Well, the thing is, these neocons know that that's not likely. They know it's going to lead to a bigger war, which is what they want because they love war. They're not saying boo. They're saying boom, boom, boom. All right, now let's go back to McCain and be fair and see if he's got another idea.
ISIS, what are we going to do about it?
Kill him.
Oh, okay. Nope, still sticking with that idea. All right, now we go to Bill Kristol, another famous neocon. What's his thoughts on this?
I do think we're underestimating the ability, what's some use of force, even from the air, with I think some people on the ground to help out. Someone said on the panel with me, we can't just bomb. I mean, we have to really think about this and have a long debate and discussion. You know what? Why don't we know where ISIS is. What's the harm of bombing them, at least, for a few weeks and seeing what happens? I don't think there's much in the way of unanticipated side effects that are going to be bad there. We could kill a lot of very bad guys. And
I don't know if anything is unbelievable with these guys anymore, but that might have been it. What's the big deal? Why don't we just bomb them and see what happens? Well, you've actually kind of described American foreign policy over the last several decades. Bomb them. What could be the possible negative consequences? Bill Kristol, after we bombed Iraq into oblivion and unleashed things like ISIS, asked what could be the negative consequences. He can't imagine it. What, maybe 5,000 U.S. troops being killed, tens of thousands being injured, hundreds of thousands of Iraqi civilians dead when we just bombed them for a little while and see how it went, right? But he can't imagine what the negative consequences would be, let alone the trillions of dollars that we lost out of our treasury. What negative consequences? More from this genius.
One worries about with this president is that he sometimes uses speeches as an excuse for avoiding action instead of to lay the predicate for real action. He's laying the predicate for taking the war to Syria, which is absolutely necessary to seriously degrade and destroy ISIS. And even if it helps Assad? Yeah, it might help Assad a little in the short term, though Assad has cooperated with ISIS in destroying the more moderate Syrians. But if ISIS is the threat it is, and it is, we'll deal with one threat at a time. And you just can't degrade and destroy ISIS enough without going after them in Syria. But his Secretary of State, John Kerry, said this week, the red line, he used that term, it's a red line to not have boots on the ground. That's not serious. We are going to have boots on the ground. You can't have serious bombing campaigns unless you have advisors in there.
I love how flippant these guys are. Yeah, sure, of course, get boots on the ground. Iraq? No. We'll also, of course, you also go into Syria. You start two wars at the same time. Worked so well in Iraq and Afghanistan for us against a more dangerous, more entrenched terrorist group. I can't imagine what would go wrong. Better armed, better money that they have now because of the oil that they sell and the banks that they raided, and better training because they have now joined forces with the old Saddam Hussein Iraqi army. I can't imagine what would go wrong. Yeah, let's go to Syria. And then he says flippantly, yeah, I know we're against the Syrian government too, but one war at a time. After we win this war, then we'll turn around and fight in Syria against our allies. So we would work with Bashar Assad, presumably, to destroy our common enemy, ISIS. And then we would turn around and say, oh, remember how we worked? Now we're going to destroy you, and we're starting, what, a second or a third war? What I'm missing is how easy all this is. That's because I'm a knucklehead, soft progressive, doesn't understand foreign policy. John McCain, explain it to me.
ISIS, what are we going to do about it?
Kill him.
Well, there it is. See, us liberals, our problem is we do too much nuance. All we got to do is just kill them and bomb them, and it's going to work out great, because it really has worked out great in the past. So we should go back to that well.